Hey guys, welcome back to the channel, the Arkansas RC Newbie, and on today's episode, oh have we got a doozy for you. These are some new shocks, super budget, $29.99 with a 20% off coupon, alright? You guys want to check these things out? If you're interested, check out the affiliate links in the description below. These are AMK 1/10 crawler, 85mm. We've even got a caliper tool on today's episode. We're fixing to get scientific, okay? Apparently these are knockoffs of the DLUX Ultra Big Bore Shocks. My boy Brian let me in on the little Iggy. Said, man, get you some of those, do a video on them. So Brian, thank you so much. Also on today's episode, we are going to be doing a little bit of everybody's favorite segment, a little bit of mail time on something that my dad ordered, as a matter of fact. He's kind of my pit crew man. So guys, we're going to check these out. We're going to probably bleed one of them, see the action. We're going to show you what all it comes with. So if that sounds like something you're interested in, please, again, hit that like button, hit that subscribe button, and let's get into it. Here we go. Man, this is exciting. I love shocks. Look at that. We're getting fancy on this channel, guys. Man, we're going places. We got pen and paper. Yeah, man, we are official right now. Again, man, if you guys aren't a part of the channel, please hit that like button, man. Hit that subscribe button. We do a bunch of crawling. I'm into airplanes here lately. That's Arkansas RC Newbie. But let's get into these shocks. Again, these things were $29.99. $29.99 for a complete set, and I do like the AMK carbon fiber crawler chassis that I have built on the channel. I don't think I've ever tried any of their other products out before. These are their 85mm, and that's the only selection. Their packaging is it's like a cereal box. Their options are only 85mm to 85mm. They don't have anything longer or shorter. Comes with a little card here. 20% off, man, on the site. So if these things are something to I don't know, if they have nice action, you know, nice spring back, good compression, maybe some decent rebound. It might be something you guys would be interested in. First thing is first. It looks like that's maybe a soft spring that they've got on them right now, and it comes with, I don't know if this is 4. Okay, so it comes with 4 extra shocks, or springs, sorry. These springs are pretty soft. These ones, I mean, if I'm being honest, they kind of all feel, well, these are medium, I would say. These are probably soft and these are medium. I don't even think, I know that they say that they come with 4 extra springs, but they don't really list what they are. But for a set of 4, that's awesome. Now, I do not have the Deluxe Big Bore Shocks. I kind of did some reading up on them. On a later episode, my boy Brian is going to hook me up, and he's going to bring some of the Deluxe shocks. We'll probably do a side-by-side comparison since he's a little bit more knowledgeable than I am. But here you guys go here. We're about to measure this thing. Now, the Deluxe go for $38, and that's just for a pair, and those are sold at 80mm, fully extended. Now we're going to take these things apart, see if they actually have a bladder in them. They are aluminum shock bodies, and the Deluxe ones are actually, they are tin coated and heat tested alloy steel. So let's get the caliper tool out here and let's see what these things are fully extended in millimeters. Eyelet to eyelet, what do you guys think it is? You think it's actually 85? Okay, let's see here. Eyelet to eyelet. They're listed at 85, and it is 80.3, so they are not 85mm. They're more on the side of the Deluxe, which are also 80mm. All right, let's go ahead and take one of these guys apart here. Plastic eyelets. Oh, okay, we do have a little bit of oil inside this guy. You guys see in there a little bit of oil in there. It kind of feels a little rough. The piston in there does feel a little rough, but there's no oil. So I'm going to set that to the side. Now, this is something that I was paying attention to on the Deluxe site. I actually watched a video as well. Again, we're getting scientific here. They say that there is a bladder, and that right there is the bladder. And I think that helps out with rebound and air being inside there. I don't know if I'm wrong. I'm the Arkansas RC Newbie, so don't hate on me too much. Leave it in the comments. What is that bladder for? But it does have a bladder. And I was told by Brian, my boy, do not take that out. Okay, so we're not going to take that out. We're going to listen on this one. All right, now what we're gonna do is, okay, so there actually looks to be a C-clip and everything else holding this side in. We are gonna take this side off. It might be a mistake, but I'm trying to see if the shaft and the piston are all held together with that little C-clip. I'm trying to see if there's actually like one of those little seal packets in here. And I believe the DLUX have like a white seal, a red O-ring, or a blue O-ring, something like that. So let me get my toolkit out. We're gonna take the shaft off there. We're gonna flip it on by, and we're gonna see if we can actually pull this out and see what the innards look like on this AMK shock. All right, guys, you know the toolkit. Also, check out the affiliate links in the description below if you guys want a toolkit like this. This toolkit, I get so many compliments on this toolkit. It comes with everything. I've been doing a bunch of body work here lately with some crawler bodies from Delta Plastics, and I love them. You know what I'm saying? So, very cool toolkit, and it comes with everything that you're gonna need. Even these little, I think this is what this is for, something like that. Let's see here. Yeah, that's what that's for. Now we're gonna see what all the build quality is. And unfortunately, like I said, I do not have DLUX shocks myself, but I think it'll make for a good episode. You know, and it's a budget shock. I usually like to run something like a 90 millimeter or a 100. I'm actually running hundreds right now on my crawler build. If you guys missed any episodes with those, make sure you guys go and check those out. Those are always fun episodes. Okay, so what we're gonna do here is we're gonna see if we can pull this out here. Okay, we can't pull that back. I don't know if we can push it in. Okay, so this aluminum housing right here actually looks like it has threads. I don't think it's pressed in there. It looks like it. Okay, there we go. So I'm actually gripping it with my little bitty fingernails. And look at that. We're unscrewing the innards. So it does have an aluminum cap on one side. I'm going to try to put this back together how it goes. And the only thing it has, okay, we've got an O-ring. Okay, there's an O-ring on the outside of the threaded aluminum cap. And then that is it. Okay, so it actually has a wall inside there that holds the O-ring in there. So there is no, there's no like seal kit or anything inside there. I thought it was going to have like a few different O-rings. I really wish, and I wonder if I could just do it, get my Dremel and grind out a little piece on this aluminum so I can actually screw that in, because I don't really trust just finger tightening it, you know, especially since only having one O-ring. If these things start to leak, then we probably know the problem. But there's like nothing to grip onto to actually tighten it. But I'm glad I seen that it was threaded. What I'm gonna see, I don't want to even put the screwdriver in here like that and gouge it. I don't know, apparently that's how it's meant to be, right? Now before we rebuild this is something I want to point out. This is like a really loose piston on there. I really wasn't sure what I was looking at, to be honest with you guys. That's a really loose piston. We have a C-clip on the top, something like a Desert Lizard C-clip, and we have a C-clip on the bottom. But unlike a Desert Lizard, and I wish I had a DLUX shock here to take a look at, you know, those pistons are big and plasticky. But this one here doesn't even have any holes or any grooves or anything cut for oil circulation, so I guess you're kind of stuck with what you've got. Not only that, but it's loose, like it's just dangling there, so that's interesting. You know, I kind of want them all to act the same, and who knows if there's more oil at one point or how easy things are going to be able to bleed, and hopefully they won't get any air inside there, but they might be acting might be acting up a little bit is what I'm getting at. You just don't really know with that much play, you know. So that's put back together. It doesn't feel great, you know. It really doesn't feel all that great. I don't actually hear a little bit of movement from that piston inside there. You know, they don't feel the smoothest, and I guess the reason why is because there's no plastic pistons that actually kind of fill the sides of the bore here. But you guys can see, I'm going to shoot that out. Can you guys see the amount of room that is on the outside of that? And maybe it'll be good. I don't know. Now, that's definitely a softer spring. Again, we do have the little bladder portion on this side. That feels decent, I guess. If I'm going to try to kind of explain it, it does feel okay. I'm curious on how they've attached the plastic eyelet up here to the top of the cap. I don't know if it's threaded or not. I don't really want to spin that off and end up having to take the bladder off. But let's go ahead. Oh, I just pressed it. You know whenever you press on a speaker, look, sucker just popped in there. I probably shouldn't have done that. All right, guys, and don't forget, after we get done bleeding this guy and talking about it a little bit, we are going to, we got some mail time, all right? Everybody's favorite segment. People send me mail and want to see me open it up on the channel, and I use most of everything. So if you guys want to send me anything, there's also a description on where you can send stuff to for the channel if you guys want to see some stuff being solved. See your stuff being solved. See your stuff being used. All right, so what we're going to do is we're going to put some 40 weight. We're going to put some 40 weight in there. I run a super heavy rig, so I run a 90 weight. Matter of fact, I just started running it on my 100 Desert Lizards or 110s. I love it. We're going to add some oil to these guys. I put way too much oil, but that's all right. No tools or anything came with this, just springs. We're going to compress that. Now with that bladder, it's kind of sticking up in the cap a little bit, so it's not really making contact with the rest of the shaft and the oil. You know, it dips down a little bit, like the little speaker head we were talking about, but it's not making contact. I don't think so, and there's not very many threads on this, which surprises me. All right, so we're going to let it go. Okay, now let's look for the assessment. So it's a lot smoother, okay? It doesn't feel so chintzy anymore. Now, if this is a shock that I'm going to be using on a crawler, I will take it all apart, and we'll probably get more in depth on this. I will take it apart and be running some of my slime in there that I'm a big believer in. But as for right now, I just kind of want to explain to you guys the feel. I think it's decent, you know. I'm not a big spring guy when it comes to running shocks for my crawler. I love damp style internal springs. So the external stuff I'm not really big on. But I've felt plenty of them. You know, a lot of guys run external. These ones here, it still feels cheap. Now, the nice thing is it doesn't feel like, what's nice about it is it doesn't feel like it's got air trapped in there. You know what I'm saying? As soon as I go for full compression here, it kind of slows it down, but the rebound is just super fast. Now that's probably because I'm running 40 weight on that, you know. But let's do this. I'm going to take this eyelet off of here, and then what we're going to do is we're actually going to take the spring off there and see if there's some rebound back without having a spring on there. That'd be interesting to find out. Let's do that real quick. Okay, so here we go. 40 weight. It's a lot smoother now without that spring. I don't know. You know, I mean, it's smooth. It is really smooth. What I like is I can feel when I go for the compression here, it progressively gets tighter as we go. So it's not like the bottom's dropping out of it and then it just hits a wall. It actually gets progressively tighter. So I'm glad I took that spring off because I can actually feel that. And the rebound is very, of course it's going to be really compressed here, but let me see the best way to explain this. It has I guess a progressiveness on the extension as well. It goes from a really stiff, really hard core to right there. It starts to open up, and then it gets completely soft. So, wow, there's even a little bit of feedback right here. The more I mess with these things, the more I'm liking them, guys. I don't know if you could set up a damping style on this because the piston probably wouldn't be big enough to shut the, well, you'd have to use different springs. You know, it's not as big as the spring is, but an 85, or actually 80, I don't know where they got their 85 millimeter from. They're 80 millimeters of travel. I guess it'd be 80 millimeters of travel, right? Or less than that. I mean, let's look at the caliper tool here. You're going to be getting millimeters of travel. You're going to be getting about 14.4 millimeters of travel for an 80 millimeter shock. But like I said, I'm kind of liking it the more and more I mess with it. I'm looking forward to the episode when we actually get this thing with an actual DLUX, what it's kind of copycatting, and seeing the differences and letting somebody explain it to you that actually knows and has actually ran those, or I think he runs them now. But anyway, guys, that is the AMK 1/10 crawler shock. $29.99. Alrighty, with the 20% coupon. If you guys want to check these things out, look at the affiliate links in the description below. Of course, I haven't used them. They don't feel terrible quality. I mean, especially when you start to factor the price, you know. And I know there's a lot of people out there that want to make sure that you're running the real thing and you shouldn't be supporting these companies. But you know what? I mean, if the companies want to sell it for half the damn price, I'll be supporting them all day. You know, I have a YouTube channel. It's all about creating content. And, you know, you guys are watching this for a reason. So I'll continue to order stuff like this and try different stuff out. See, when you put the spring on there, it loses. It sucks. I wish there was a softer spring, because what happens is it actually loses the... it loses that whole progressive feel. It just makes it so much springier. So maybe if you had a spring, at least not on a vehicle, but at least if you had a spring that was a lot softer, you could put on this guy and maybe get something else out of it. Or, you know, maybe mess with your oil. You know, I mean, that's 40 weight, maybe some 60 weight, maybe some 90 weight. Maybe that's what I should have tried. Maybe we'll try it in the next episode whenever we maybe do looking at these things again if I put on another crawler. But all right, guys, let's get to everybody's favorite segment, a little bit of mail time. Now, this piece of mail was brought to you by my dad, who I call him my pit guy, but he's a very big battery guy. He's all about batteries. He loves electronics and batteries. And this is one of the batteries I run right now. These things last forever. They're super powerful. They're 1500 milliamp, 100C, 3S, 11.1 volt LiPo batteries. All right, this is what I run my crawler. I run 2 of these. I have seen that are a lot smaller, but the reason we wanted to go with these guys here was because they last for so long. So if I have to go out to the field and do some reviews for you guys, or just very rarely do I just go out to crawl. I usually am going out there to film something or test something out, right? So I need a battery that would be good for competition, which this one is. I need a battery that would be good for maybe team comps, which this one is, and which would be good for just filming and it hasn't blown up. You know, it's a Goldbat, so a pretty good battery. We'll put in the link in the description below. And these, the reason I'm showing you this is because of what we got here, all right? Got done telling you guys, my dad's all about batteries. So here she is. This is a CellMeter 8. RC CellMeter 8 digital. Checks batteries from 1S to 8S. It's a battery voltage tester. My dad was so jealous when one of the guys out at the crawler course had one of these. Brian, as a matter of fact, had one of these. Everybody got these. And the reason that's important to have one of these just on hand, not only if you're running a YouTube channel that involves a whole bunch of different RC batteries, but when I crawl, I only have 2 of these, right? So not that they're going to die on me, but sometimes I'll go out there and do a little test run, then I'll run a course, and then since I have 2 of the exact same batteries, I put one to the side. I forget which one I used, or there's more comps throughout the day, or I'm filming more than one episode. I want to run the battery that has the most life to it. So I think the cool thing with this is there's no need to have to like put batteries in it, right, or to charge it up, because it kind of does all that for you. Let's test it out here. Let's see. Okay, negative, negative. That doesn't fit in that hole. Negative and negative. Okay, immediately turn on. You guys see that there? All right. And that says 11.87 volts, total of 69%. Dude, that's cool. So it tells you the percentage of the battery. Oh, that's awesome. And it's a 3S. Dude, that right there for $12.99, that is great. If you guys want to check this thing out, it's got 69% left. That is too damn cool. Okay, and since it lights up, and then also the light turns off. Man, if you guys are interested in this or any of the other stuff you saw in today's episode, make sure you guys check out the affiliate links in the description below. They help me out, get a little bit of percentage for the channel. Got to go right back into it. We're trying to build it, baby. All right, guys, we will see you on the next episode. Appreciate you guys watching.